as Gregor Samsa awoke one morning with uneasy dreams.
He found himself transformed in his bed into a gigantic insect.
His numerous legs, which were pitifully thin compared to the rest of his bulk, went helplessly before him.
What's happened to me?
He thought.
It was no dream.
He looked at the alarm clock ticking on the chest.
6:30, and the hands were quietly moving on.
Gregor! Gregor!
Said a voice.
That gentle voice.
It was his mother's.
His mother's.
His mother's.
I'm Gregor Samsa.
There's my sister Greta.
There's my
brother
sister Greta.
Gregor.
Isn't that nice that she waits up for me?
I always wait up for him.
Glass of milk on the table, then bed. Up again at 4 a.m. Yes, 4 a.m. to catch the 5 a.m. train daily.
He doesn't come home often.
Daily, what a life. What an exhausting job I have. And I picked it.
He works so hard.
I picked it. I'm a commercial traveller in the cloth trade. I have to work to keep them.
But he also makes things at home.
Who else can do it? Father's ill. So they rely on me totally.
He recently made a picture frame, and in it he put a picture cut out on an illustrated magazine.
On my back it rests. Their fortunes rest on my back like a great weight.
It showed a lady with a fur cap and a fur stole, sitting upright and holding out to the spectator a huge fur muff into which the whole of her forearm had vanished.
The warehouse was better. One didn't have to worry about the travelling.
It was very good.
Oh, I feel sick. Oh, I feel sick. Oh, I feel sick.
Gregor!
Cash!
Gregor!
Shoes!
Gregor!
Beer!
Gregor!
Food!
Gregor!
Cigars!
Gregor!
Clothes!
Milk, Gregor.
Oh, thanks. You're up late. Why aren't you in bed?
I thought I'd wait up for you. What's the matter?
Oh, my back's aching. Must be carrying these samples all day.
Did you sell much?
Not as much as last week.
Oh. Never mind. It'll be better next week.
Perhaps, yes.
Oh, of course it will.
Shh, listen.
What?
It's raining again. Hear it beating on the window gutter.
It's been raining for ages.
Oh, God.
What's the matter?
Always tired, travelling day in, day out. On top of worrying about train connections, snatching odd meals, and if I arrive late at some small town, trudging the streets looking for a hotel.
I thought you preferred it to the warehouse.
Not anymore. A man needs his sleep.
Well, go to bed then.
The other travellers have it easy. They're still at breakfast and I've returned with the morning's orders. Sometimes it's still dark out when I leave and the mornings are empty and bitterly cold. I think that's why I've got a stiff back.
Why don't you leave?
Oh, I will one day, rest assured. As soon as I've paid off Father's debt to him.
Money, money, money!
I'll go right up to the chief himself and tell him what I think of him.
Wouldn't that be fun? Imagine his face.
Oh, it would knock him sideways if I did that.
He's such a strange little man.
He's got an irritating habit of sitting high at his desk and talking down to me. And I have to crane my neck as he's hard of hearing.
Is there much to pay off?
It should take another 5 years.
Oh,
as long as that.
Then I'll cut myself loose.
Good, and if you're lucky, it might be sooner.
And that's another thing. You're always making casual acquaintances.
Oh, maybe not today.
Yes, yes.
And before you've time to become friends, you're off again. I don't know what's happening to me. Oh, all my joints feel stiff.
Perhaps you shouldn't go in tomorrow. Don't come in. I'll get a doctor for you in the morning.
No!
Why not?
It would look suspicious.
I've not had a day's illness in 5 years.
The chief clerk himself would be round with the insurance doctor and put it all down to laziness.
I mean, I feel quite well, really, so they wouldn't be wrong, would they?
But you look so tired and pale.
That's the penalty for being such a good salesman. Oh, Gregor,
You're so good to us.
You go to bed now.
And have a good night's sleep.
And I'll make you a lovely breakfast in the morning.
Oh, I could sleep forever. Good night, Greta.
Good night, Gregor. It's 6:30. Where's Gregor?
6:30? Oh dear, perhaps the alarm clock's not gone off.
Did you set it?
Set it? Yes, I set it for 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock?
I set it properly.
That ear-splitting noise should have woken him.
Gregor! Oh, Gregor!
Gregor!
It's 7:15 already. Shouldn't you have been at work?
Yes, thank you, Mother. I'm getting up now. Oh, what's happened to me? Everything seems the same. Oh, it's still raining outside. Oh, my legs! What's wrong with my legs? Turn over and go back to sleep. It's a bad dream. I can't turn over. Oh, I can't turn. Oh.
Gregor!
Gregor?
Gregor!
Shut my eyes. I'm dreaming. Go away. It's nonsense. It must go away. Spots on my belly. Oh, they're itching. Oh, I must sleep. But I can't sleep on my back. Oh.
Gregor!
Gregor!
Gregor?
Oh, I have to work. It's 7:15. Why didn't I hear the alarm? The next train goes at 7 and my samples aren't even packed. And even if I caught the next train, there'd be a row. I knew I was like this today.
Gregor, aren't you feeling well? Are you needing something?
No, I'm just ready. Won't be a minute.
Oh, Gregor, open the door, please do.
Yes, soon.
That's bound to be somebody from the warehouse.
The porter would have reported his failure to turn up.
That porter was the boss's bootlicker, spineless and stupid. It's sure to be him.
No, Mr. Samsa, it's the chief clerk. Young Mr. Samsa's not been in this morning. Ah, Mrs. Samsa. Thought I'd drop round, see what the trouble is.
Snoop, Chief Cock himself. Oh.
I'm terribly sorry. Our son's not feeling well. It's very unlike him. He's very conscientious, you know, thinks of nothing but his work.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom.
What a villain. It is impossible to be a couple of hours late without sending the Chief Clerk himself to investigate. Giving my family something fresh to worry about. Oh, it'll soon go away. Like those little pains I had, caused by awkward postures, which soon disappeared when I woke up. Mustn't hit my head. Mustn't lose consciousness now.
Gregor, the chief clerk's here.
He's worried.
Want to know why you were not at work?
I know. I only want to get up quietly without disturbing anyone. Put my clothes on, have my breakfast. Mustn't push. Harder.
Sounds like someone fell in the next room.
Excuse me. Gregor, the chief clerk himself has come down to see you.
Gregor!
He's really not well, believe me.
Wants to know why you didn't go in today.
Gregor!
What else would make him miss the train?
We don't know what to say to him.
Gregor!
He thinks of nothing but his work.
Gregor!
Besides, he wants to talk to you privately.
It makes me almost cross the way he never goes out in the evenings.
Gregor!
So come on, open up.
Dancing and things like that.
He won't mind if your room's untidy.
He just sits reading or studying the railway timetables.
Gregor, you'll get in trouble.
The only amusement he gets is doing fretwork. Do you know he spent 3 evenings cutting out a lovely picture frame? He's very clever with his hands. I'm sure he's done well. It's not like him.
I can't think of any other explanation, madam. And while I hope it is not serious, I must say that in business, one must ignore slight indispositions. Work must go on.
Oh, yes, I absolutely agree. Well, I hope it's not slight. I mean, not serious. Oh, I don't know.
Gregor, once and for all, will you let the chief clerk in?
Leave me in peace.
an incredible fashion. You amaze me. You really amaze me. I always thought you quiet and dependable. And now I see you seem bent on making a disgraceful exhibition of yourself. The chief did hint that a possible explanation of your whereabouts was the funds that you were entrusted with.
Oh, no!
I, of course, offended you. But seeing your behavior now makes me doubt the wisdom of my actions.
He's an honest boy.
He'd never do that.
No, never. Oh, Gregor, open the door, please.
Do you have another key?
Another key? I don't think so.
We've never needed more than one key before.
Does he always lock himself in his room?
He never used to. It's a habit he got into through travelling in strange hotels. He said that you should always lock the door at night. He's very prudent like that.
There was a matter I wanted to discuss with him in private, but seeing as he's wasting my time. For some past time, his work at the firm has not come up to scratch, Mrs. Sansa, and this cannot go on much longer.
I'm just gonna open the door. This very minute. Slight illness. An attack of giddiness. Kept me in my bed. Getting up now. This very moment. Don't let me detain you much longer. Please make my excuses to the chief.
Did you make out a word of it? Is he trying to make fools of us?
Oh dear. Perhaps he's terribly ill and we're tormenting him.
My son has never behaved like this.
No respect.
Greta?
Yes, Mother?
Gregor is ill. Go for a doctor.
My son, open the door.
The man's mad.
Did you hear how he was speaking?
It was almost inhuman.
Get a locksmith, Greta, quick as you can.
I'll boil a kettle.
Why were they so upset? A, because I didn't get up and let the chief clerk in. B, because I was in danger of losing my job. Or C, because the chief clerk would start nagging my parents for money again. Surely these were things one needn't worry about now. I'm not really well.
You see, he isn't well. Otherwise, he would not be lying in there.
He's turning the key.
Good, Gregor, good.
What confusion! Was his absence such a crime that no less a person than the chief clerk himself could investigate it?
What a fate to work for employers where the slightest failing causes the greatest suspicion.
He is probably more tormented than all of us.
He need only open the door to put an end to all suspicion.
Gregor, open the door.
Come on, son, open up.
Sansa!
Come on, Gregor, hold on to the key.
With what? My jaw.
He has no tea.
Encourage him, don't threaten.
Gregor, open the door. 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 Gregor!
Nearly there. Now pull down again.
Did you hear? Did you hear?
I'll put my clothes on at once. Pack my samples and be off. I want to work, you see. Traveling's a hard life, but I couldn't live without it. I'm in great difficulties at the moment, but I'll get out of them. Travellers are not popular, sir. People think they earn stacks of money and have a good time. You know this is not true. It's just because they've never seen the office. Don't let the chief's judgment be swayed against me, sir. Don't go away without a word to me to show that you believe me in the right, at least to some extent.
Help, for God's sake, help!
Get back, I say, get back! Get back! Shoo!
Don't bother, you're confusing him.
Quiet, stay with your mother! Back, I say, get back!
Gregor was quite unpracticed in walking backwards. And he was afraid of annoying his father even further by the slowness of such a rotation.
His father, for the part, had no intention of making things any easier by opening the door. Nevertheless, he wanted him out of the room as soon as possible.
Gently, father, don't hurt him!
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Crushed by body, returned to my room. Flanks bruised, blotches stain the floor.
Oh,
God.
And I damaged my leg. Will it heal? Will it heal?
Don't let the neighbours see!
Lock the door!
Draw the curtains!
And I wounded my jaw when I opened the door. I know I damaged it because a brown fluid came out of my mouth, dripped over the key and onto the floor.
The chief clerk! He must be soothed!
Detained!
One over!
The whole future of the family and Gregor depends on it.
He mustn't return to the warehouse in that state of mind.
Follow him. He's guided by ladies and will be guided by you.
He's already down the stairs.
He's into the streets.
He takes one last look backwards.
He's gone.
Oh, I can just imagine the story the chief clerk will tell my colleagues. How their ears will prick up. They'll draw lots to see who takes over my area. Oh, isn't it curious how one plucks shreds of comfort in disaster? The fact that I was not the centre of attention gave me no small tinge of pleasure.
For a moment that morning, I thought I was dreaming, but the dream stayed.
What a quiet life our family has been leading. And, as he sat there motionless, staring into the darkness, he felt great pride at what he'd been able to provide for his parents and sister in such a fine flat.
They'll think he's deserted them. They'll worry.
But what if all the quiet, the comfort, the contentment were to end in horror?
If only we could have sat down and worked out a solution. The chief clerk created the panic.
I must keep moving, crawl up and down my room.
Shh!
What?
You hear that? He's moving about. He must have woken up.
Poor Gregor. He's had nothing to drink all day. Well, I'll give him some milk. He likes milk in the evening. Oh, no.
Mother, that doesn't help. It doesn't help us to be upset, and it will make him upset too if he hears you.
Yes, you're right. I must be strong. Well, what do you suppose he eats? Well, give him the milk. Father, don't let her go in there.
Well, I think
It's all right. I'll do it. Just give me a minute more.
How can you stand there and let your daughter go in there like that?
You go in there then. You've been crying over him all day. He's still your beloved son.
Our son?
Our son? Not that thing in there. Our son's left us.
How can you say that? He's coming back to us. We can't desert him now. He probably needs us more than ever. He's so alone. What can he be thinking there that we find disgusting? We mustn't show him that.
We mustn't feel that.
No, never.
Listen, Mother, he's probably starving.
We'll go. With you.
Gregor, here's some milk for you.
I like milk in the morning. It's my favourite drink. Mother leaves it for me every morning at 4 a.m. to catch the 5 a.m. train daily.
So, lots, lad.
Goodbye, Father.
Good luck, Gregor.
Goodbye, Greta.
Don't forget to drink your milk.
No, Mother.
Nice bowl of fresh white milk, a little white bits of bread in it. Why isn't he drinking it?
Come on, son. Drink it up.
You know you like it.
It's your favourite drink.
I don't like milk anymore. It's revolting to me. Bring me something more to my taste. You don't have to look at me, Greta. I'll hide under the bed. But I desperately needs some food. I'm starving to death.
Greta, have you,
No, not yet.
did he?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
Would you?
What is it?
He's under the bed again.
Well, he had to be somewhere. He couldn't have just flown away. Could he?
Did you drink it?
He obviously doesn't like it anymore.
Poor Gregor. He's so unhappy. That's why he's not eating.
He spilled some milk, so obviously he must have tried it.
What do you suppose he eats?
I don't know. I know. We'll put some bits and pieces out, and we'll know by what he leaves what he likes best.
Oh, yes. That's the best thing to do.
The carpet! Some old carrots, potatoes, greens, and cauliflowers.
This cheese is old. I don't suppose anyone would miss it.
A stale loaf.
Yes.
A buttered roll.
Oh, yes.
Nuts.
Yes.
Raisins.
Yes.
Apples.
Yes.
That should do.
What about the remains of last night's stew?
Oh, yes.
It's got some nice white sauce in it. He'll probably like that.
Come on, Greta. Finish your breakfast. Sounds like he's enjoying his now. Come on, Father, just ignore him.
It's a bit difficult.
Well, the only thing to do then is to make more noise than he does, and then we won't be able to hear him.
Oh! I could weep with joy and satisfaction. God, I was starving. I particularly like the cheese, but can't stand the smell of the fresher food. And my wound's healed. I must be less sensitive. A cut on my finger once took a whole month. Oh.
He's gone very quiet.
Yes.
Do you think there was enough?
Yes, I think so. He even ate that other bit of cheese.
Oh, good.
And the rest he left in a pile.
Let's clean his room, Greta. Turn the key slowly. That's his signal to retreat.
He's under the bed again. His body is so swollen, he can hardly breathe.
Never mind.
His eyes are bulging out of his head.
Let's clean his room, Greta. We'll put what he doesn't eat into a bucket.
Quiet! I don't want to hear you talking like this anymore. Do you understand me? Do I make myself clear? No more!
Don't raise your voice in this house.
I'll raise my voice if I want to. This is my house. My house.
Is it? Gregory installed us here. As you retired yourself from work, we had to depend on him for money.
A terrible thing if a son has to support his parents in their declining years. I've kept you all long enough.
Don't, Father. Why are you so angry? It doesn't solve anything.
I don't care if it solves anything or not. I can't sit at a table without hearing him scratching around.
Feed him before we get up.
Yes, Mother.
We wish to spare your father as much anxiety as possible.
You know how much I love my breakfast in the morning. The rolls all hot and crisp from the bakery. The smell of an early morning newspaper and coffee smells. There aren't many things to look forward to in my life, but that's one of them.
All right, Father. Greta won't feed him anymore in your presence.
Stop trying to make out that I'm some idiot you have to humour!
Don't you think instead of avoiding the subject, we should discuss it?
Oh, Greta, how sensible.
You see, if we bring it out into the open, it won't seem so terrible. And we can put our heads together and work out a solution.
Oh, if we could only do that.
Greta took it upon herself to take sole charge of me, as she was the only one that dared come into my room and inform the family of my progress.
He's eaten all his dinner today.
Or
He's left it all standing again.
or
He hasn't eaten now for 2 days.
Oh.
I can hear you. You think I can't understand you simply because you can't understand me, but I can. I can. I can hear every sound you make, every moan.
There is one potato left. That's for Father.
Yes, Father. You have the last potato.
I've had quite sufficient. Thank you, Mother. Greta, you have it.
I don't need any more food, Mother. I wish you'd eat it.
I want no more of this silly nonsense.
Oh, no. It's all my fault.
No, it wasn't. It's nobody's fault. Dear me, what to do about a potato? It won't go to waste. We'll save it for Gregor. Come on, Father. Why don't you let Greta go out and get a beer for you?
Yes, Father, let me go and get a beer for you, like you used to have after your supper.
No, thank you, Greta.
Come on, you know you like a beer after your supper.
If there's not enough money for potatoes, then there's not enough money for beer.
Did you hear that?
Perhaps he can understand us.
Of course not.
How do you know? How can you tell? Perhaps he listens to us.
Well, then maybe he should listen. Won't do him any harm to know.
Father!
Then he might realise what this indisposition of his has caused us, and appreciate how we're suffering on his behalf.
How can you say that? I don't suppose you think he's suffering, shut up in his room, not seeing a soul, not knowing what's going to happen? You owe him a lot. Don't forget that.
I do.
Yes, all of us. How he toils day and night to be a commercial traveller, travelling up and down the country to all those awful places to take orders.
And those miserable letters he wrote. And those cold hotel rooms.
We simply took it for granted. Yes. And how he longed to hear you play the violin again. Yes. Always knowing that he would earn enough to support us. And so often he wasn't even home to enjoy it.
He's becoming a good salesman, that lad. Could have reached a really high position in his firm. Earned a royal salary.
And that secret plan to send you to the conservatorium to study.
Look at his copies, look at, oh,
small taste.
Yeah.
Come.
First of all, to our dear mother,
Oh,
for the most wonderful Christmas dinners.
oh, definitely
Yeah.
beautiful.
That was lovely.
And secondly, to father. And may he spend his final years comfortably smoking Havana cigars.
Oh, I have to now. Look at this poor girl. I have to.
And now, to my talented little sister, and a little secret.
Oh, Gregor! Do tell us, what is it?
Not sure as I should yet.
Oh, don't be a tease. You've gone so far, you really must.
Well, one day, I was hoping that our little one should play the violin in the grand orchestra. And despite great expense, I'm sending her to study at the conservatorium.
Oh, Gregor! What a wonderful, wonderful thing you give us!
Oh, my lovely brother, I'm so happy.
My word, the conservatorium. Soon we'll be seeing the great Greta Samsa playing at the concert hall and saying, that's our very own daughter. Dreams. Dreams. He never did send Greta to the conservatorium.
But he meant well.
Why didn't she go? Because you took the money. You took the money that was meant for Greta.
The money Gregor brought home was not used after all. I had been shrewd enough at the time to invest some of it. And now the brokers tell me the investments have grown.
Oh, Father! How fortunate! We're beginning to need so many things.
Whilst, however, it's enough for the rent, etc., as well as putting some by for a rainy day.
Oh, Father, let me go out to work. I'm so willing to go out to work.
Yes, you can take in washing, like your mother did in the bad old days.
But it's only till Gregor gets better.
We don't know that.
Taking in washing won't bring in much.
It'll help until I find a job. The old brain hasn't quite gone rusty yet. I could do stock checking or bookkeeping. I should have started out fresh instead of depending on him.
Who was to know?
Well, I should have. There's always something strange about Gregor.
Gregor? Stray?
Gregor, yes, Gregor. He never really seemed to be a part of it, although he worked hard. Seemed to stand outside it somehow. It's said to say, this has nothing to do with me. Although he worked hard, he never really liked work. He downright resented it.
How can you say that when he worked so hard?
Oh, I know he worked hard, but did you ever see his face? When he came home of an evening, it was hard with resentment.
Stop feeling guilty, Father, because we lived off him. He kept this house from crumbling.
I don't want to hear you talk like that anymore.
If he toiled and slaved at something he resented, perhaps that's why he's left us now.
Good night, Father. Mother.
I've not left you. I'm coming back soon. I didn't resent it. Even if I didn't keep much money for myself, I didn't resent it. God, you make me so ashamed I could pine away forever. If only I could speak to you, Greta, to thank you for looking after me. I can't stand your silence. I must speak to her. I must. I must gather all my strength together and speak to her.
It's time to feed him, Greta.
Oh, no. No.
I won't try to speak again. I know I'm repulsive, and I'll go on being repulsive. How brave you are, Greta, to come here at all. Don't come anymore. I don't like you, Greta, coming in here twice a day and opening the window, as if there was some intolerable stench. Why did you run away like that? Anyone would think I was lying in wait to bite you.
She's very good the way she ministers to him.
But today he just stood there in front of me. I felt sick.
Perhaps he was trying to thank her. He was always very polite.
He just sits staring out of the window, staring out at his old world.
It's growing dimmer. It's like a desert waste of grey sky and grey land. Everything's grey. Everything.
All right, up we get.
I can see my face clearly.
They certainly give you a smart uniform.
Well, I suppose the lowly office of a bank messenger entitles one to look like a general.
There we are. All ready.
Hat, coat, gloves. Oh, Father, how handsome you look.
Are you sure you two will be all right whilst I'm out?
Of course we will.
I don't like leaving you in the house alone with him.
Oh, Father, we're perfectly safe.
Gregor's no trouble. It's not as if he's going to bite us.
What's he been doing?
He seems to be sleeping a lot. At least he's very quiet and he's been eating all his food. He sits and stares out of the window. I know he does that because I hear him climb under the bed before I open the door, just so I shouldn't see him.
Poor Gregor. He must be so lonely and bored.
No, I don't think he is. Lately, he's formed the habit of climbing all over the walls and the ceiling.
How do you know? Surely you're not there when he does it.
Oh no, he leaves traces, like footprints, from the sticky stuff on his feet. I think he enjoys hanging from the ceiling best. It makes him feel free and light. He hasn't much room on the floor.
I must go in and see him. Perhaps he needs me.
In his state, all he needs is feeding.
He's still my son. Don't you understand? No matter what happens, he's still my unfortunate child and I must see him.
If you're going to behave like this, I'll throw off my hat and stay here.
No, I shan't go in. I don't think I could bear it. Go to work, Father. You look very smart. Don't you worry about me.
Understand, dear, that it's for your own good.
Yes.
Greta,
Yes, Father?
hold on to the key.
Yes, Father?
I liked hanging from the ceiling. It was better than the floor. One breathed more freely and I can swing and rock backwards and forwards and backwards. And I can see the hospital across the street. All I can see from the floor is a drab grey sky. Oh, and I so much want to see my mother. It's been so long since I've seen her. Perhaps I'm too hideous ever to see her again.
You think he's well, you say?
Yes, I think he is. I don't hear him moan like he did.
But you said he didn't have much room on the floor.
No, I don't think he does. I want to move some furniture so he can move around more easily.
You'll never manage it alone.
Father will help me.
Your father will never go in there.
Then I'll shift it myself.
Listen, Greta. Please understand how necessary it is for a mother to see her son, no matter what. And perhaps how necessary it is for him to see her. So we'll just shift some of the furniture that hinders him before father comes home.
You sure?
Yes. Let us go in and be quite matter-of-fact about it.
Wait a minute, Mother. What do you think we should move first?
Oh, yes. We must decide before we go in. We don't want to upset him. Let's take the chest.
That's heavy.
All right, his writing desk.
Leave it!
Oh, Greta, that desk was his ever since primary school. He used to build models on it. And all those hours of homework he's toiled on that desk.
We'll put it back when he's better.
What about his bed?
No!
He doesn't need that anymore.
No! I need it to hide under. Leave it!
Doesn't it look, by taking away away all his furniture that we're giving up all hope of his recovery?
No, Gregor would just think that we're helping him.
Well, shouldn't we leave it where it is, and then when he recovers he'll find it exactly as it was and forget more easily what happened in between?
I don't agree with you, Mother. I always hear him bumping into things. Right now, let's go in.
You're turning my room into a naked den for some wild beast to roaming. Leave it! If you empty my room, I'll lose all recollection of my humanity. I'll become what I am. No, it mustn't happen. They'll take the picture frame with the lady in the fur muff in it. They mustn't take that.
Mother, Gregor!
Oh God,
What's happening?
Gregor just escaped.
Expected this.
He just rushed at us. I think he's under the sofa. Don't hurt him.
Apple for you, Gregor!
Escape, Gregor!
And another!
Do go forward, Gregor. He hit you.
Scaring people to death!
Climb, Gregor, climb! You can climb the walls!
I'll hit him, it's sunk in! Back! Back! Back!
No,
Back!
Father, stop it! No, you're killing my son!
It's all right. It's gone back.
Could that have been you, Father? You who used to lie so wearily sunk in your bed, and who used to greet me as I returned from work still in your dressing gown. You who could never rise to your feet but could only lift a feeble arm. Who on Sundays walked between me and my mother, shuffling along with your stick at even a slower rate than us. Where did you find such strength? You threw that apple so hard it sank into my back.
Je suis, tu es, il est. Nous sommes, vous êtes, ils
Greta!
sont.
Been saying those verbs now for 3 hours. Don't you think it's time we gave it a rest?
Look at him. The great general just reads the paper and sleeps. Well, I can't stand him looking like that, all unshaven and scruffy. Come on, Father. You're not asleep properly there.
Leave me alone.
Look at you, in your nice, smart uniform. What must they think of you at the bank?
I want to wear it all the time. It's my business.
Come on, Greta, help me. What's he doing?
I think he's sleeping. That apple's still sunk in his back.
Oh, no. I hoped he'd be able to get rid of it himself. You remember how quickly his other wounds healed?
He can't reach round to his back, Mother.
You must do something, Greta. Kids think we don't care anymore.
The apple. Oh, I can't do that, Mother. I just can't.
We must do something.
All right, I'll do it. I'll do it tomorrow.
Do it then.
The apple's still inside me. I can't move anymore. I can't climb. It takes me ages to crawl under the bed.
His room's filthy, Greta. He's lying there in heaps of filth and dust.
I'm tired. I'm tired of working, trudging my life out in the shop all day.
We can't leave him. He'll think we don't care anymore.
I can feel it beginning to rot. Inflamed, covered with dust.
Do something, Greta.
I can't, Mother. I just can't do that.
Do something, Father.
He's done, Beetle. Just the fun.
We mustn't hurt him anymore. He's still our son.
Our son, not that thing in there. Our son's left us.
Oh, I'm hungry. I'm so hungry.
Feed him, Greta. You never feed him anymore.
I do feed him. I've always fed him. He'd have probably perished without me.
I wish we could move to a smaller house. We could save so much money.
How could we? How could we move that thing in there without anybody seeing? No, nothing we can do. But work. must work.
Of course you could move me. You could shift me in a box with air holes in. No, you're blaming me for your helplessness.
Well, Gregor, time to get up.
Time, Gregor? 4 a.m. Got to catch the 5 a.m. train.
Come on, lads. Don't be lazy. Pack your samples.
He works so hard. He's so good to us.
Hurry, Gregor, hurry. I need my violin lessons.
Only 5 years to go.
Yes.
What will the chief clerk say if you're late?
Yes.
Come on, Gregor. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Don't worry, Gregor. Your old mother's not forgotten you. She'll look after you if nobody else does. Have it all clean for you to roam around in. We'll not have a child lady in here. Nobody will have to see you. You'll soon be well. I can feel it. As soon as the weather starts to break and the cold winds go, I'll have a bit of spring in the air and I'll wake up one morning and see that it's all been a nasty dream. Knock. Knock.
Knock. That'll be the lodgers for the room.
Lodgers.
Cash.
Lodgers. Lodgers.
Beer.
Lodgers.
Books.
Lodgers.
Cigars.
Lodgers.
Loaves.
Lodgers. Please, do come in.
Oh, fantastic! I love it. Yeah, right on the ceiling. Oh, this. I just love this. I love the way you've got all the chairs. Oh,
It's warm.
pleasant.
A little cramped, but it'll do.
We'll try and make it comfortable.
It's a friendly household. Say the word and we'll do our best.
Oh, what funny faces.
We'd like to be called at 8 o'clock.
Prompt.
Breakfast hot and ready at 8:15.
Prompt.
Coffee, rolls and cheese.
Marmalade, if you please.
And toast.
And toast.
I think we'll manage that all right.
With sticklers for order.
Especially in the kitchen.
Can't bear laziness.
You tell us what you need.
When we've examined our quarters.
We'll tell you of our objections.
There is one thing you should know about before you make your decision.
Yes.
We keep a pet in the back room. Pet?
Oh, yes.
I just wondered if that would bother you in any way.
Oh, no. We're fond of pets.
I'll show you to your rooms and then you can have some supper.
It's not bad, is it?
They seem
I
quiet.
hope they don't
I shouldn't think they
mind.
No.
Let's hope he doesn't.
Of course he won't.
It suits us moderately well.
Except for these objects, which we would like to dispose of. Please.
Greta, take the lodger's belongings and put them away somewhere.
Go on. Use my room as a junk room. Make the lodge the chief consideration. Throw food into me, when you remember. I still would. Wake up after a rare night's sleep and imagine I was Gregor. I still hope.
Is it more tasty now?
I think so.
Much better.
You're learning. The potatoes are hot. It's delicious.
Nice and juicy.
Nice and juicy, nice and juicy, nice and juicy, nice and juicy, nice and juicy. Don't let that disturb you, gentlemen. It is feeding time.
I see. Well, in future, do you think you could stagger our our meals?
It would be preferable.
To that hideous noise.
Certainly, certainly, but I hope you enjoyed the meal.
Excellent. On the contrary, we find it enchanting.
I'm not an animal. I can hear the music. Nobody in that room appreciates music like I do. Stop playing spit at these intruders, Greta. I'll protect you from these swine. My ugliness could protect you from anything. And then, I will send you, I announce to you all, I will send you to the conservatorium. Yes, I know I'm covered in grime and muck and you want to test me. But I was sending Greta to the conservatorium if it wasn't for my mishap last Christmas. Or was it so long?
Mr. Sansa!
Good God!
What a sight!
Gentlemen, I can assure you, there's nothing to see here. Now, if you kindly go back to your room, so I can clear them away.
I see. Just like that.
No explanation.
Nothing.
Well, somebody must have left his door open. I can assure you it won't happen again.
I don't expect to live with that creature at the end of the corridor.
He might escape at night, creep into our room, and attack us in the dark.
I can assure you that's no such thing as possible. He's quite mild and barely weak at the moment. He's not been feeling well.
Oh, nothing serious, I hope.
Oh, just a digestion problem, no doubt.
No doubt.
But that's an explain your conduct before we took the room to the zoo.
I did say a pet.
Pet, look at it, it's probably suffering from diseases.
He said himself it's not well.
Coprolitic.
He's a dung beetle.
It's quite tame.
Pestilence and dysentery.
Look at cankered and decrepit.
Deteriorate.
And
Die.
die.
It's a dangerous place to live in.
Gentlemen, I assure you, you have nothing to fear and can be quite comfortable here. Now, if you kindly leave so I can sort him out.
I beg to announce that because of the disgusting conditions prevailing in this household and family, I give you my notice on the spot. Naturally, I shall not pay you a penny for leaving without notice or for the food I've eaten. On the contrary, I shall consider bringing an action for damages against you.
And we too hand our notice in on the spot.
We must get rid of it. I will not utter my brother's name in the presence of this creature. So all I say is get rid of it. I don't think anyone would reapproach us in the slightest.
I understand, dear. I understand. If only he could understand. Only he could understand. Then maybe we'd come to some sort of agreement. But as it is, there's not much we can do.
Yes, you can, Father. You must get rid of the idea that he is Gregor. Of course he's not Gregor. And the very fact that we have believed that he is the very root of our trouble. Of course he's not Gregor, because if he were, he'd have gone away. He'd have known humans could not live with such a creature. So we wouldn't have a brother, but we'd honor his memory. This creature persecutes us and drives our lodgers away and wouldn't care if we slept in the gutter. Oh, look at him now.
He's moving about.
I felt their eyes on me to the last, full of fears and pain. I sensed the growing agony of their burdens and knew I had to disappear. The will to keep me is weakening. My aching body seems glad to release the life that keeps it bound in agony. And Gregor is flying out. I thought my family only returned love.
He looked at me just as we closed the door. He turned his head, his eyes, Gregor's eyes, looked at me in such a way as only a child can look at its mother, as if to say, no more pain. Sensed his spirit creeping out of him. Reluctant to inhabit such a painful dwelling, releasing him. Go, Gregor, go. Forgive. Be free. Free, my little boy. Free. Free.
Free. Free.
Dead.
Well now, thanks be to God.
Did you see how thin he'd become? In such a long time since he'd eaten anything.
Do you know what we're going to do today? We're going to take the day off. We'll each write letters to our respective employees and we'll go for a long stroll in the morning sunshine. Because that's what we need.
Oh, Father, that would be so good.
They've returned to me.
What a lovely peace rests in my heart.
We'll take the tram into the country and with the warm sunshine beating through the window.
Our jobs really aren't so bad and might lead to better things.
I want to leave this house forever.
We'll buy a smaller house. It'll be cheaper and easier to run. Probably the one Gregor selected. We can afford it now. How beautiful our daughter's become.
My daughter has bloomed into a pretty girl.
My body has grown.
It will soon be time.
We'll have to find her a good husband. The crocuses will soon be coming out.